All right, so I'm looking at the absolute value inequality worksheet where you had to solve the inequality and then you had to graph it. We had done some of these together in the previous video, but I'm going to look at some examples that some students had some questions on. So the first one I'm going to look at is number 9. Okay, so number 9 says the absolute value of 3 minus 9a is less than or equal to 60. So we're first going to set it up so that we know that it's going to be between negative 60 and positive 60. Okay, so our first step would be to subtract the 3. And here's where it becomes tricky because I'm going to be dividing by a negative. When I divide by a negative, I need to switch the direction of these two inequality symbols. So now they're going to go the opposite direction. Okay, so I'm left with a in the middle. Negative 63 divided by negative 9 is going to be positive 7. And 57 divided by negative 9 is negative 6 and 1/3. You could leave it as an improper fraction, but I wouldn't know how to graph the improper fraction. I would still need to know what the decimal form or the fraction form is. All right, so this is written sort of backwards. So I would rewrite it so that it's negative 6 and 1/3. And the point here is going towards that number, so when I rewrite it, it goes towards it. So it's less than or equal to a, which is less than or equal to 7. Okay, I think there were some other questions possibly on the next page. So I'm going to look at number 11. And for number 11, we have the absolute value of n minus 3 is greater than negative 2. So I need to add 3 before I can do anything. So I would have the absolute value of n is greater than, remember I'm adding 3, so I get positive 1. This one's pretty easy then. Notice this symbol and which way it's going. So the other symbol is going to match it. Negative 1 has to be greater than n or greater than 1. So what does that mean on the number line? Well, it means n is less than negative 1. So that's an open dot, and we're going to the left. Or n is greater than 1. Okay, so the solution set isn't the overlap of them this time. Okay, it's two distinct values. I believe there were some questions on number 19. So the first thing you need to do is get rid of this negative 3 so that you have the absolute value bars as the only thing there. So to get rid of negative 3, would add 3. So I'd have n minus 2 is greater than 8. And on the other side, you would have negative 8 is greater than n minus 2, which is greater than 8. So now I'm going to add 2. This is kind of similar to that last one where n is less, because this arrow is pointing towards it, negative 6. So less than negative 6 is that direction, but n could be greater than 10. So open and going to the right. If there was a question I didn't go over that you still have, please email me. I'm also going to be posting the answer key.